Hey everyone, what's up? I'm filming this in my parents' attic. I can't get a haircut. The camcorder that I'm filming this on thinks that it's April 2000. It's going great.
Oh, poor Jay. The global pandemic has forced him to use a camera that's a bit worse than the one he normally uses. Oh no.
What I need to start doing in this time of lockdown is to start thinking that the company behind the best-selling game of all time is making fun of me specifically. I'm not paranoid. So for those not in the know, about 7 months ago I pitched an update to Minecraft in a video that I made. And in that video, I suggested that Minecraft add procedurally generated content so that you can never run out of new things to find. I hope I don't sound arrogant when I say it is the best thing in the world. As soon as I posted it, it instantly got a quadrillion views. I received a letter from the Queen offering me a knighthood, and the adverts at the side of porn sites started offering me penis reduction surgery. Hey, did you know that premium is now free? Even Seth Bling talked about how he was sort of on the whole thing. Shit, really, that's the true one? The idea was to take features like biomes, ores, items, mobs, dimensions, and add procedurally generated ones of those things to the game. I made it clear in my video that this is a way to add infinite content to Minecraft. Now, if you haven't seen that video yet, you probably will understand this video better if you go watch it first, but fuck it, let's see how well you do. I closed out that video originally by suggesting that a great way to implement all of these randomly generated pieces of content into the game would be to add infinite dimensions and relegate the new content to those, rather than putting it in the overworld, so that it doesn't pollute and get in the way of the original, more refined Minecraft experience. Here's what I said about it at the time. So how do you implement this kind of stuff into the game without overwhelming what's in the game already? Infinite dimensions. Implement an item that can open portals, put it somewhere that the player will only be able to access late in the game, like in an end city or as a drop from killing the Wither, that you can use to open portals like nether portals or end portals, but these portals go to places that are completely randomly generated. You can make these portals from any material you like, and every time you make a new unique portal, it will take you to a new unique dimension. The blocks those dimensions are built from are randomly generated or randomly chosen from existing blocks. The rules by which the terrain is generated, again, randomized. The mobs that might spawn there, randomly generated or randomly chosen from existing mobs. Can you get trees there? I don't know, it's random. Can you get giant mushrooms there? I don't know, it's random. Can you find an orange glowing rock called Blorfstone that kills you when you touch it? I don't know, it's random. And isn't that exciting? Now, this video, at least in terms of my channel, went pretty crazy. It's up there in, I think my top 5 most viewed videos of all time. It got spammed on loads of Minecraft subreddits, which, I mean, I'm sorry about that, but at the same time, as well as just the video, after I released it, I was approached by several different groups telling me that they wanted to turn my pitch into a mod. And I've been working with one of those groups to turn the idea into a reality, link in the description. And when I say working with, I mean obviously I've been around as they do stuff. They're a talented bunch, and the mod is looking great. Right. I'm going to tell you what Mojang has done more recently. Although I would like to preface this by saying, I'm not assuming this is about me. You know, believe it or not, I do actually have the self-awareness to acknowledge the fact that it's not only possible, it's likely that this is just a coincidence. It's probably not about me specifically, although I do kind of like to cling on to the idea that Mojang is specifically calling me an idiot. I do kind of like that. But even if they're not, they're still making fun of the same concept that I pitched in that video. For a very long time now, Mojang have been in the habit of, on April Fool's Day, releasing a fake update for Minecraft. It's a big old bamboozle where they add loads of features that a lot of players probably aren't going to want to have in the game. It's a lot like if they released the update that added beds on April Fool's Day.
This next change is one that I've been waiting to see added to the game for a very long time. They've finally done it. If you feed a sheep a golden apple, it will start flying. And that is just amazing. Look at that.
Links for all clips are in the description. Mojang's April Fool's update to Minecraft this year was... well, you've probably guessed it by now. That's right, they've added what they say is infinite blocks and infinite dimensions to the game, although of course it is sort of a joke. Along with the update, Mojang put out an article to explain what was going on in it. Let's have a look at that now, shall we? Every update imaginable coming to Minecraft. We were able to create this snapshot in which every imaginable reality has become actual reality, and the process for visiting one is quite simple. Just pick up a book, write a few words in it, toss it into a nether portal, and voila! You've now come across a unique world. Want a world with oceans made out of creepers? Done! A world where the carrots and note blocks and the sun is Enderman? Sure, why not? The possibilities are endless. And isn't that exciting? We're literally going bananas right now. So in this they say that they've added infinite new blocks, but then in the FAQ it says, wait, aren't these old blocks with different tints? Literally. Billions of new blocks. I know that the chance they're responding to my video directly is like 1 in a million, but this is the part that feels most like they're talking directly to me. And even though they're almost certainly not, I'm still gonna think about this article in reference to my video because I think it's interesting to do. The April Fool's update is packed to the brim with quote-unquote new blocks, which are literally just recolors of old blocks. When you mine them, they don't even drop the recolored version of the block, they drop the original. They literally are just the original block, but they've got a new tint on them. Slimes. In my video, I did acknowledge that it's probably not plausible to generate new textures, and the solution I offered was to implement a load of textures that you could use and recolor for different new blocks. This is actually how the mod currently works. Problem with this is, once you've seen a texture, the next time you see it, but oh, it's blue now, you're obviously gonna go, well, I've seen that before, but now it's blue. You're not fooling me. This isn't really infinite possibilities, is it? As much as it's just, you know, a few textures that sometimes appear in different colors. And Mojang, has definitely pointed that out. And I mean, yeah, recolors of old blocks isn't really real content, is it? Mojang is above such things. No shade to the modding team, of course. You guys are doing great, and you have done enough to make what will be an incredibly cool finished mod, even though it is still a work in progress. But all that considered, I still do have a solution in mind for this particular problem, and I think this solution is pretty neat. And speaking of the modding team, can you guys implement this, please? I think it would be really cool. Please. Like, I know you guys are watching. The solution I offer is this. Here's a basic wood texture. You can recolor it all you want. Here's some light wood, here's some dark wood, ooh, here's some funky wood. Oh. But at the end of the day, it's always going to look the same. It may be different colors, but you're going to be able to identify which texture it is. But if we introduce some semi-transparent overlays to the mix, that's when you start getting levels of variety that your average player isn't going to be able to keep track of. What I'm showing you now is made up of 3 different layers, a base layer and 2 overlays. Even with just 3 layers, you can create huge amounts of variety with a practical number of textures. You can recolor each layer individually, adjust the transparency of the overlays, and obviously switch out different layers for different textures, resulting in some very variable procedurally generated log textures. And only some of them look like shit. All of the log textures I just showed you were made from 4 texture files. Imagine the amount of variety you could get with, say, 30. I think with a little refinement, you could do some great things with a system like this. Although that basically sums up my thoughts on the whole patch. Obviously it was done as a joke, but I still think this idea is cool. The dimensions that you get in the April Fool's update are very much, here's a load of random crap with absolutely no refinement into how these dimensions are generated. Some of them are like, I mean, I guess that's a place, and some of them are massive clusterfucks that destroy your computer. That said though, it is still quite fun to roam between them. They added a library dimension which generates infinite books which you can use to make infinite portals to random places. And I had a really fun time in survival living in this dimension with an amount of obsidian, flint and steel, and nothing else, seeing what dimensions I could find and what resources I could collect from them. Because some of them are so surreal and conspicuously stupid, you know, you can find a world where the ground is made out of flower pots. I feel like I'm wandering through Rick and Morty dimensions or some trippy episode of Adventure Time. The patch was a joke, but I totally recommend playing like this, at least for a while. It's fun. Although if you do want to get back to the library dimension, you will want to throw a book that says library in it through a portal. Now I just want to imagine how cool it would be if Mojang did this, but not as a joke. Like, they dedicated multiple updates to putting procedurally generated content in the game. I think that would be really cool, and you could do it really well. But hey, we have already got a really cool mod for that, so. Goddammit, now I'm wrapping up, and we're almost at exactly 10 minutes, and people are going to see the little time stamp in the corner of the thumbnail and think I did this deliberately, even though most of my videos are very diverse lengths. But I suppose there's nothing I can do about that except, you know, add content that I don't really need to be here or take some content that I do need to be here out, so fuck it.